What's up?
Nothing. So that's the podcast.
Yeah, see you guys next week. Honestly, I wish.
I
No, I've
just went
hit.
on a stroll.
Okay, I haven't been doing strolls recently. Maybe that's what's wrong with me.
It's actually I went on like just a 3.5 mile stroll. I just hate running so much that like I'm just gonna
Yeah, I
walk
hate it.
wicked far and
Yeah.
see if that works. No, I mean I've
Mhm.
been doing like a little running and then just a couple long strolls. It's just good to get out of the house,
Yeah, I forgot until you were halfway through your sentence that I actually got a pickleball injury, so I can't run or walk. I
We're gonna
have
need to
like,
really unpack that. I'm gonna need to go way back to the beginning. Let's hear about pickleball.
so I've taken up pickleball since
What is
quarantine.
pickleball?
Okay, it's like mini tennis. It's like in between tennis and ping pong. Like it's closer to tennis, I think, because you're like actually running. But yeah, go ahead. Question.
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
Miss Lang.
Yeah.
Now where does it stand in relation to like racquetball/squash?
It's not
Size,
the same really.
like paddle size, ball size.
The balls are like wiffle balls, kind of.
Okay, and it's two sides of the two
Yes.
sides of a court hitting back and
Just
forth.
it's like a mini
Okay.
tennis court. And I've been
Okay.
playing a lot with my dad and my uncle, who are both like 60 and totally fine. And I fucking like hurt my foot. I have like a stress why can't I say that word? Stress fracture in my foot. So now I have one of those walking boots on.
I
It's
saw
just
that.
not what I needed. I'm like at the point in
Yeah.
quarantine where I'm just like, no, this is like just I'm done with this.
This is a really, given the lack of general activity in the world, it's a very funny time to get an injury.
Right? Like why am I who is
there
injured
aren't
right now? Nobody's
there
moving.
aren't many. Yeah, exactly. There aren't many fractured or broken bones out there right now. No one's doing anything.
Yeah, like shocking. I get off my couch for 1 second and I fucking break my foot. So annoying.
So
But
what'd you do this quarantine? I actually, believe it or not, got injured. How'd you
believe it or
manage that? How'd you manage that?
I had a physical injury. Um,
Were you
but
sick?
like
No, it was physical.
physical, yeah. So I'm just at this point in quarantine where like I'm over it. I've had a migraine for like 4 days. Um, and so I had to also get like I'm in bad shape right now. I had to also get blue light glasses. And I got ones that look like normal glasses, but I also got these ones because they're like really hardcore. So like I've been wearing these in meetings,
Those are
but
awesome.
I've been like my camera's been off so no one can see me. And so if you're listening, these are like orange goggles. They look like the
They
ones.
look like what you would. You go ahead. Let's see if we have the
No,
same
no,
analogy.
I don't. Okay, I
I
was
was
gonna
gonna
say
say
the
they're
ones.
looking. You go. You
You
go.
go, you go.
All right.
You go.
All right. I was gonna say the ones that you used to use in high school labs.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. You
Yes.
like science safety goggles, but they're
Yeah.
orange because they block blue light. And I've been getting really severe migraines, so I've been like sitting in on meetings all day with my camera off, but with these on. And I was sitting there being like, I would be fucking devastated if my camera was like actually on by accident. And I'm sitting there like not addressing this. I'm just like,
Yeah. Like nonchalant.
just not even addressing like, why are you wearing goggles? Ugh, but yeah, I've had a migraine for days.
I had a scare like that the other day. I was on a on a work call and I was like, we don't have to put the cameras on for ours. Some people do.
Yeah, we don't
And
either.
it was like a company wide, just like weekly hour-long meeting. And I was like in
Mhm.
bed, like shirtless, like, and the laptop was like facing down at me, like the double chin angle. And I
Yeah.
just had no shirt on. And someone commented on like my made like, oh, like blah, 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 like Tommy's like sunny disposition, and I think they meant just the way I act in general, like
Yeah.
my personality. But I
Mhm.
thought they meant I had like a
The way.
tan, so I thought they saw me I had like a tan, and I had like a complete panic attack for like 2.5 seconds. That
Yeah,
people
that
just
would
saw
make
me
your
like
stomach drop.
naked double chin.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Like,
like there are so many times where I'm like, I would be absolutely devastated if my camera was on right now. Just like from being ugly or being like wearing goggles. Like you never know.
Just in life, there's a lot of times you just would not want a camera. Most
You don't
times,
wanna be-
most times in life, you don't want a camera on you.
That's a good rule of thumb. Most of the time, I don't want to be on camera.
Yeah.
But so what I was gonna say is I've had a migraine for like 40 days and 40 nights, like forever. And I spent the entire weekend sleeping, and I watched, I know I brought up Shrek like on maybe episode 1 of this podcast, but I watched Shrek, and I watched Shrek 2, and I have a major bone to pick with Shrek 2. I think that it's a better movie than Shrek 1. Have you seen it?
Really? I haven't seen Shrek 2 in a while, but I will watch it again.
Yeah, I don't think I've had ever seen it, but so I watched it, and it's so the ending is so unrealistic, because basically they both take this potion to make them not ugly, like not ogres anymore, and they're both like really hot. And if they kiss before midnight, they'll stay hot. And they're standing there with each other, and it's like 11:45, and they're like, do we want to do it? Like, do we want to keep this, or do we want to like go back to being ogres? And they decide to go back to being ogres. It's like nobody in the world would choose that.
No, yeah, that's pretty unrealistic. I appreciate the
Message.
the message, like the intent. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's like, come on.
everything's just better if you're like a very hot person. Everyone knows that,
and
whether you like to admit it or not. That's why there are Instagram models making $10 million a year taking pictures of their ass.
Exactly.
You don't want to be an ogre.
You don't want to be an ogre, and like you transform into like the hottest person ever, and you're just like, you know what? Let's just be ogres together, because that's like who we are. No.
Although, here's a take for you. Once you have found like the love of your life and you're like married and it doesn't really matter what you look like, would it be bad to be that hot and have the temptation?
Yeah, it's like you turn into an ogre anyways when you're married.
Exactly.
Wait, have
and
the
it's
temptation
you don't want
for...
like if I feel like you don't want like if you're very very like I feel like movie stars a lot or famous people like cheat on, like have affairs all the time, and it's because people are constantly throwing, like if you're like Brad Pitt or whoever you want to choose, you have people throwing themselves at you all the time.
Yeah,
you know, like if you're
I
that,
see what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying?
Makes it easier because nobody wants to hook up with you.
Not that most people would necessarily anyways cheat on their husbands or wives, but I can see that being a take. You know,
not that most people wouldn't cheat, but you are less likely to cheat on your spouse with an ogre.
If you're an ogre.
Like, yeah, you're less likely to cheat if you're an ogre. There just won't be as many opportunities.
Exactly. So that's a take. You know, that's an idea.
But
you'd still like, yeah.
You're playing like devil's advocate with my like being annoyed.
Yeah. Like if you're single, I would take the potion. But maybe if you're already married, and yeah, like you said, it's more also like you turn into an ogre anyways. You might as well just like get it over with. Just
do it. Start that way.
Yeah. Be like 55 right away.
Right away. Be fat. Like be Shrek right away.
Yeah.
Like when you get married, I feel like you turn into Shrek anyways.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's what happens. Not that I would know, but I don't know. I imagine you just let yourself go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean,
also,
I'm already getting to play a little bit, not really, but like the phase of like dad, like clothing a bit where like I'm walking out and I'm like, I don't really care that I'm wearing.
Yeah. You're also in a relationship too, which doesn't help.
Yeah, that too.
Because you're like, why am I going to like wear clothes that matter? Like,
Exactly. That's especially when it's started to take more of a turn too, is since I've been in a relationship, especially where it's like, why do and I'm like 28, care. Like I don't, I'm not like in college, like trying to look cool.
Like, who are you trying to impress? Yeah. I mean, same for me in quarantine and mostly in life, but I do see that there's the reason I would try to like not become an ogre is because I still haven't met another ogre that will marry me.
Exactly.
So I still have to like pretend that I'm not. But another thing was I also kind of can't believe that Shrek finds love and I don't. It's like that pissed me off too.
Yeah, but it was just with another ogre, you know.
That's true, and it wasn't an easy journey for him either.
Yeah, and it's made up.
And it's made up. That's so true. That was grounding.
Someone drew him.
Yeah. Well, what else is new with you? That's what I did. That's what I spent my weekend
That's tough.
pondering.
Migraines sound brutal. I know you've told me you had those before. That's
They're
tough.
the worst. Yeah.
I don't know. I like went out last weekend and hung with a couple people and went to one of my friends' apartments in Southie, and I woke up and had like a parking ticket. And
Oh.
like which stink the guy, so I was up at like 6 and I thought I'd be fine because it was a Thursday night. I woke up at 6 and the ticket said it was written at 5:23. Like, get a life.
Get a life.
Like
Why are you awake at that hour?
I didn't think they got up that early to give tickets. I thought it was in the clear. But anyways, I brought it home.
You would
like,
think that it would start at 6 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Or like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
But anyways, I brought it home and like I hate getting tickets. There's nothing my dad gets madder about. He's like, it's in his top 3 things of getting mad about than parking tickets. It's not even the money or anything. He's just, I don't even know why he gets so mad. It's parking tickets, wasting paper towels.
You've told me that one before. That's a good one. That's funny.
And when it's too cold in our house from AC. Those are the 3 things he hates more than anything.
Dads have like specific things that piss them off. Like the thermostat is like, he knows if someone even looks at it, he's like, who looked at it? And we're
How is that a thing for all dad? That's so funny.
I don't know, but I feel like that's like a universal thing.
Yeah.
Parking tickets, yeah. I've never gotten a lot of tickets, or like, I don't really think I've ever gotten one really, but I was towed when I was at BC a few times and he was so pissed at me.
That's the worst. Towed, because then you have to like go to it's like, hey, now I have to go to the place where my car is and I can't take my car.
Yeah, I had to Uber to like Somerville to pay money to get my car back.
It's like and $200 bucks.
It's so expensive. And the worst part is it was me and my friend Kelly, who you know, we went to Dunkin' Donuts and we parked in this like illegal spot, but we had put in the order. We were just going in to grab our coffee. So we were inside for like 20 seconds.
No way.
30 seconds. Well, okay, whatever, like a few minutes. And then we come back outside, my car was gone. And then we realized that like, after that, like as we were parking, we parked next to a tow truck and got out and walked by. So I think he was literally just like, fuck you. We looked at him and we're like, hi, how are you? And like parked in this illegal spot.
It literally must have looked like you were like, it was like a big fuck you to him, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, you were basically like, you won't tow us. You won't.
Yeah, you won't. We're going inside for 30 seconds. And then we come back outside.
I dare you.
We're like in an Uber on the way being like, why did this happen? And then we were both like, oh, that was a tow truck next to us.
That's so
Got
great.
it.
Wow,
yeah.
That's the easiest tow of his life. That one just fell into his lap.
Literally, we were like, just please take us away.
That's absurd. That's like robbing like a grocery store next to a police station.
Yeah.
You're just like asking for it.
Yeah. That's
funny.
It's not good. But so that was bad. My dad hated that. Dads have specific things that they hate. Did you pay the ticket?
I'm gonna. It's over there.
Yeah. It's like
I'll get to it. It was like $60, which is like
not bad.
Whatever. It's like eight vodka sodas. That's how I just do everything out.
Yeah. You just think of it as
like a couple rounds of drinks.
Exactly. Or like you paid $60 to like park overnight somewhere.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound as bad. You know?
Yeah. I've moved on.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Speaking of old people or oldish people, I've just been like, for some reason, I have like a lot of like 50-year-old plus Facebook friends. Not a lot, but a handful. And it's just, I can't get over how funny like 50 plus year olds are on Facebook. It literally, I wish my entire news feed was just old people. It's pure
Mine kind
content.
of is. Mine kind of
Such
is.
good content. They treat it like they treat Facebook statuses like a diary / Google.
Like, what are examples?
They're just like talking. I just like see they'll just like talk about stuff. And they'll be like, oh, my daughter, blah, blah, blah. Or they're like, oh, the Bruins suck, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll be like, who knows a good plumber? Like, they're just all over the map. You know what I mean?
All over the map.
And they'll address sometimes I see people like they'll like address individual people in their Facebook status, but like not tag them. Like they treat it like text messages, diary.
Like Google. Who do they think is reading it? Like everyone who's your friend is gonna read that. It's not just like a message.
Yeah.
Direct message.
Like, this isn't a group text.
I definitely have older people that I follow, but it's just even like I think my mom has a Facebook, and like there's no way she knows there's no way she
No.
knows what she's doing.
And then there's the classic like middle-aged guy, like the older guy. They all have like the same 7 unflattering selfies as their profile picture, like 7 in a row,
like in a car.
like in a car, just their face that like up, like
Yeah.
looking up, double chin selfie, like cropped 7
That's
different
what I mean.
ways
It's
in a
like,
row. Yeah, it's
yeah,
always just
but like pretty close.
pretty
That's
close,
like,
double chin.
yeah, exactly.
And then the next picture will be like the same picture, but like cropped a little bit.
Moved over, but like
Yeah.
his head is moved over a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
Then it'll
that's
be like,
so true.
then it'll be
That's
the
so
same
true.
one, but like farther away,
Yes.
like zoomed
That
out.
is, oh my God, I need to find, I like wish that we had someone on deck to like
Yeah.
have as an example, but I have so seen that before. It's like they get one picture where they're like, hell yeah, that's the pic I'm going to use. And then they just keep like,
What are they
like altering
thinking?
it and like, yeah.
And they all have like 2 likes.
And they don't know that it's like saving the different
Yeah. No chance.
iterations of, yeah, like,
They're probably like, oh, this new one, this is the one. Thank God
Yeah.
they're not going to see those other drafts.
exactly. They think that they're drafts, but it's really just making an album of pictures.
Yeah. Like, we
That's
see
so
all your
funny.
mistakes, boomers.
It's
see
literally
all your
posted.
mistakes.
That's hilarious. I love that.
Nothing else new.
I got a lot of I got a lot of people responding about the Kids Bop thing, being like, I've noticed that before. Da da da. Like my friend Katie used to be a camp counselor, so she used to have to listen to Kids Bop, and she told me in the song, the Macklemore song, where he's like, "Walk into the club, like what up? I got a big cock." In the Kids Bop one, they say, "Walk into the club, like what up? I got a big heart." Like, are you kidding me?
It's so funny.
It's so like it's so
I'd
good.
kill for that job.
What up? I got a big heart. Like, oh,
So good.
that's
Yeah.
sweet.
I don't think many guys are walking into the club like that.
Proclaiming the first thing big heart.
Yeah, I'm looking for a personality. Looking for a girl with a good personality.
Yeah, I'm looking for a guy with a big heart. But yeah, people resonated with that.
Did you say other people reached out about my Beats comments?
Okay, yeah,
also?
I took it out because I felt like it was controversial, but people were reaching out to me being like, I don't think that Tommy knows what I don't think he's talking about beets because 1, beets are not sweet, and 2, you would hate them. Don't try them.
I worded it poorly. They're right. They're not like sweet, but they're like flavorful for a vegetable is what I mean. Like they're like not sweet like candy, but they're like they don't taste like a vegetable. They taste like a little bit more. They're just like flavorful. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah,
But they're right. Sweet was the wrong word, but I know what beets are. But,
yeah, I'm glad you got to redeem yourself because everybody was like, I don't think he knows what he's talking about. And
the beet police.
The beet police. I know. Tommy, once I told him that, he texted me today being like, okay, beet police. Relax.
But no, that sweet was the wrong word, but they are good, but you don't have to try them. If I wouldn't put it on like a front runner list of things for you to try, certainly. So don't.
Yeah. No, I'm not
insult
worried
me
about
before you try anything. I want to be a part of you. Like get some seafood in the mix, maybe.
Yeah.
At some point.
Oh my God, maybe that's a new segment. I like have to try foods I've never tried.
That would actually be funny. We could video.
Like Luisa
we could
tries a beet. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just sitting here like.
She did it. She ate a lobster. No, I would
funny.
never. I don't think I could ever branch out that much.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, I like my comfort zone.
As do most people, hence the name,
So true. Why would you leave your comfort zone?
To grow.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Do you want to go to what's pissing you off?
Yeah, sure. You want to go ahead?
Yeah. So I'm a little pissed off about my favorite candy is Sour Patch Kids, but I recently saw that they have merged with Chips Ahoy to make Sour Patch Kid cookies, which is just disgusting.
Yeah, that is. Wait, so explain that again. So it's what kind of cookies? Like a normal sugar? Like it would just. Yeah.
I don't know. I think ew. Like they just look so gross. Will you just look them up? Sour Patch
Yeah,
Kids
hold on.
cookies.
Yeah, I was just about to. Hold on. It'd probably just be easier than asking you to describe them. The internet's
I'm like,
4 seconds away from me.
They're tan.
Like, what is this, 1960? I can look it up. You don't have to explain things anymore. This is in the 1900s.
You don't have to explain anything anymore.
You don't have to explain. If you're explaining stuff in the 2010s, you're doing it wrong. Like,
Yeah, you gotta get up to speed.
oh my God, these look. I just don't get how that would. And I'm a big trying stuff guy, as we've talked about.
Yeah.
I love trying crazy stuff because, like, why not? I'm gonna die one day.
Yeah,
Want to try it all.
You know
that's
what?
just I don't get. I don't get how though. Are there any other types of cookies like that?
Ew.
Like gummy cookies?
No, ew, it's gross. And you know what freaks me out is I think there are also chocolate chips in it.
Oh, that's
of some
too much.
sort. It's disgusting. Like, that's my favorite candy, and I feel like they're just sort of.
Would you try that?
Yeah, I would try that. Because that I don't have.
We should maybe do like a segment of just trying weird foods on here.
Yeah, we should, and like reviewing them.
Food
but for me,
good old fashioned.
For me, weird foods would be like beets, which I haven't tried.
Even more normal than that.
Exactly. Like, I can't think of something, but I hate most foods, so it would be easy for me to find stuff.
You could do some foods, and I'll do like weird foods.
Yeah.
I'm like a weird eater. Like, I went out to eat in the North End like a few months ago, and I got like rabbit pasta.
See, I just would never ever. I think it's because my parents never made me eat things I didn't want to eat. So I kind of blame them. Like,
so you have like a spoiled palate a bit.
Kind of. Like, I would be like, ew, that's gross. I'm not eating that. And they'd be like, all right, whatever. Have this instead. Instead of being like, no. Like, you're 5. You're going to eat salmon. Like.
Yeah.
No. So I kind of blame them, kind of blame me. I don't know. But yeah,
we had a little of that. My parents, I think, would make us eat vegetables and all that crap. Yeah. But also, like, my mom was so strict eating that, and I think this is like rolled over into my adulthood. The way I love food so much is that we never got to eat anything at home. We never had any candy, any good cereal, any bad food. My mom's such a health freak. So then, like, whenever I left high school and I was like, oh my God, I can just eat all this now.
It's like
and
kids who didn't drink in high school.
Yeah, and I just haven't stopped. It's been like 10 years.
Yeah.
And I still look at like a Snickers like, oh, I can go buy that and eat it. That's amazing.
Like, whoa, that's so funny. That's like kids who don't drink in high school and then they go to college and they absolutely lose control.
Yeah. That's how it's been.
That's you, but with food.
Yeah. We never had anything. Like the worst snack cabinet ever. I would be embarrassed to have friends over. I'd be like, don't go in here. They'd be like, just snacks. I'd be like, it's just very gray and it's very brown in there. It's a lot of granola. Yeah, it's a lot of granola.
Crackers.
Granola and seltzer water. And everyone else had like Capri Suns and Dunkaroos.
Yeah, we were like a sugar family. Like we were no rules for
so like, which
a while.
Which I think is good my mom did, but I think if you're too strict, it has repercussions. I think you have to find a good middle ground.
Yeah, exactly.
So like now, if there's ever like a sleeve of Oreos or a box of cereal in our house now with me and my brother and my sisters, it is gone in 9 minutes. I'm not exaggerating.
That's really funny.
All of us just eat like so chaotically.
Because nothing will last.
Yeah. And it's just like whenever, I don't know. We just love.
I saw your sister made food. Like, what was that cookie sandwich that she made? That was incredible.
We're like the fattest family.
No, we're a pretty fat family
that thing
too.
Was unbelievable though. She had like a little leftover raw cookie dough, spread it on a fresh baked cookie right out of the oven, and then put a scoop of ice cream on it, then another cookie. Brilliant.
It looked so good.
I know. Brilliant.
That's
great
like engineer
stuff.
level.
Yeah.
But yeah, those cookies were grossing me out. What's pissing you off?
What's pissing me off? I'm just like sick of like not being able to teleport. Or like even at least hovercrafts at the very least. Like I'm sick of travel's so antiquated. It's been the same way for so long. I'm just sick of it. You know what I mean? Like can someone get on that? Every pop culture reference and magazine from the 1900s put us way ahead of where we are now.
Mm-hmm. They way overestimated where we were going to be.
It's absurd. that I'm still like sitting in. There's genetically modified mosquitoes, and I'm sitting in traffic.
That's so funny. And
That's
also
absurd.
like Elon Musk is supposed to be working on some like really quick train. It's like even okay, teleporting is like extreme, but even like a faster train. Like why is it not easier?
The Hyperloop, the Elon Musk
The
thing.
Hyperloop, yes, like you can get from New York to Boston in like 12 minutes.
Which, by the way, he's been talking about for a while.
Yeah, he talks a big game.
One of
He's
my
been talking
friends,
about that forever.
One of my friends thinks he's the biggest fraud ever because he never
probably
does
is.
anything, which is a hilarious take. But that is kind of a good point. I've heard a lot of Hyperloop talk, but not a lot of action.
Can you just say you're doing something and like people
That's
will
what
think
I mean.
Like I'm actually working on a vaccine for coronavirus right now.
That's good.
I'm working on it, but then
It's actually a combination cancer and coronavirus.
Yeah, I'm working
Knocks
on
out
both. Knocks them both out at once. So maybe in a couple years, and then you just like don't ever.
And then you just say you're on the brink of stuff until you die.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And they're like, God damn it.
And then you can't. You can just tell them like people ask, and you'd be like, I can't disclose anything. It's like very like non-disclosure agreements.
Exactly.
Like, I can't say anything. And then you just die one day, and people are like, oh, that was. Remember Tommy and Luisa? They like almost cured global warming. I wonder what they did.
Like we didn't do shit. That's I think that's what Musk is doing.
Yeah, he's just talking it.
He's just talking.
Yeah. So that's we could
so
do
funny.
that. I don't know.
I am also sick of not being able to teleport.
It's just absurd. Like airport, we shouldn't be sitting in traffic and like we have Siri. We have like robot assistants in our pocket, and I'm like waiting for delayed flights. Like, what are we doing? And
like recently, I was thinking we should have cars where you can put the destination in, and then it just drives you there. Like I'm pissed that I have to drive with my eyes open. I'm sick of that.
So you would drive an automatic car. You would sit in an automatic car and let it drive you somewhere.
If it was like safe, I wouldn't be like the first one to try it.
That's what I mean. I like am so anti self-driving cars just because I think like any tiny mistake could end up in like a crash.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You know what I mean? It's like roller coasters. Like roller coasters fuck up all the time. Airplanes fuck up sometimes. I would be terrified sitting in a car with no one driving.
Because you would rather be in control of it than a robot. But don't you think that human error is probably greater than robot error?
The feeling of driving, I would be way more scared. I would trust myself way more
than a random
driving than like
robot.
Watching a machine drive. Plus, I feel like things happen so quickly that sometimes a machine wouldn't be able to pick up on. I don't know. And people make that argument like, no, it'll have like 360 like navigate, like optical like navigate. I'm like, still, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be sick, but I would definitely.
It would be
I don't
sick,
see it.
That's for sure.
I don't see that happening like safely and being a thing like in our lifetime.
That's what I mean. I think it'll take a while to get it right. Didn't they try to do it and it like killed a biker in like Arizona or something?
I
think they did like test. I think they did like a couple like some test self-driving cars, and one of them like hit a biker in the middle of the night. And I'm like, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's exactly the problem. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not. It doesn't sound like a reasonable idea at all.
Would be sick though.
It would be cool though.
You could like, be like a moving living room.
Oh yeah, exactly. I was thinking like I had to drive home from the Cape last week, and I was like, I just want to like sit and then get home. But that's, I guess, like what taking a train is kind of.
Yes.
Now it's a private train.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's what a train is.
And that's what cars are.
That's how we travel in 2020.
I don't know. What do I want to do? What notes do you have in your phone? I don't really know if I have any this week.
I didn't have anything good, but I have one thing that I've tried to like talk about on stage, and it just like doesn't work. But I hate when you go to like sample an ice cream flavor, when you're like, can I sample this flavor? And they're like, sure, here it is. And then you sample it, and while you're like eating it, they're watching you. It's like a lot of pressure. I always get nervous. I feel like I'm auditioning for like some role of someone eating ice cream. Like, I don't know what to do with my face. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like I kind of know what you mean.
You're
It's
like,
like one of those
hmm.
instances where you don't know how to act. I agree. It's kind of like the same as like a similar feeling sentiment that I have in a different situation is when like you're at a restaurant and a wait staff sings you happy birthday.
Exactly. Yes. I
It's
hate
like,
that.
what do I do with my hands? Where do I look? Do I smile?
Exactly. Yep. I'm like testing out the ice cream. I'm like, what if I don't like it? And I don't like, what do I do with my face? What would somebody who's enjoying ice cream do with their face? Like, I way overthink it.
Yeah.
You
And you're
know,
like, what do I usually look like when I'm eating ice
you
cream?
what exactly? I spiral. What do I like? What do I look like when I'm enjoying something? And I feel like I'm like auditioning for this role of like someone who's enjoying ice cream.
Yeah. You're like,
And
you don't want to be like, mmm.
exactly. I'm like, yum. Let me try another. Or like,
Yeah.
no.
That's funny. Here's my take. I don't love the fact that ice cream sampling is a thing. I love
Hot take,
sampling
kind
stuff.
of.
Like I said, I love sampling. Well, first of all, it just holds up the line.
Yeah.
And it's like, second of all, just know what you're going to get. And I like, try it on your own time, first of all. And I love trying stuff, but it's just, there's no one's accountable for their mistakes anymore. You know, like back in the day, you just ordered ice cream, and if you didn't like it, you ate it, and you grew from the experience.
We're so like spoiled now. We get to test our ice cream before we buy it.
Exactly. No one suffers anymore. Ice cream samples are a part of the problem.
Yeah. And you know what? It's people like me that you probably would hate because when I go get ice cream, especially at this place in Wellesley that I love, I know what I'm going to get already. Like, I already know I'm getting Cookie Delight with rainbow sprinkles in a cup. But I go and I'm like, can I try the birthday cake? And because I just want a bite of it.
And I'm completely couldn't agree more with you. I love the idea of it. I respect that ice cream places do it. I have done it before. I'm not anti. I'm like very anti sampling.
Yeah.
But
I'm the kind of person who's like holding up the line, like you said, for no reason.
and it's not even so you're not even doing it for the true intention of the
No.
sampling to see if it's what you want.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what's bad about it. I'm not even doing it to be like,
True
maybe
sampler,
maybe I'll get this. I just like want a bite of it. So I ask.
yeah.
And then I
feel like
get what I was.
You're probably in the
gonna get.
majority though.
Do you think
I feel
people
like
do
most
that?
people. I feel like most. I feel like most people. Like sometimes I'll do that. Yeah.
That would be interesting to ask if people do samples even when they know they're not going to get what they're sampling.
Yeah. It'd be a good poll.
But yeah,
it's just like, yeah, we've gotten to the point where everyone's so spoiled. It's like you need that to build character. You need to eat an ice cream you don't like to appreciate. It's like anything.
Yeah.
Something similar to my dad once said, it reminds me of this. We were like about like the difference in generations. My dad got like a new phone a while ago, and it was trying to explain to him that like the emails, like if you delete an email I was like, all right, if you delete an email by accident, like goes into this other folder for like deleted emails. And he was like, that's stupid. And I was like, why? He was like, I should be responsible for my mistakes.
Like once you delete it, it's gone.
Yeah. Like what a hardo.
That's so true. That's
How funny
so
is
true.
that though? Like no one our age thinks like that. Thinks like no.
He's like, no second chances.
Oh, it's in the deleted file. Like I can make mistakes. It's in the deleted folder.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I should be responsible for my mistakes.
That's you have to go into your deleted folder and be like, delete forever. It gives you the option of like, because delete is not real. It's still there. And then delete forever.
We're so coddled. Exactly.
Yeah.
Delete it's like everything. We get so many chances with everything. It's like, do you want this ice cream? Do you want this ice cream?
Yeah.
Like delete forever. Even if you do homework now, like they used to be like, oh, my dog ate my homework. Now you have like 90 copies of it.
Mm-hmm. You know there's no excuse. Your dog ate your homework, print it out again.
Yeah. You can only go with like my dog ate my computer, which is less believable.
And that's also dangerous.
That'd be more
be more concerning for your family.
Like, I don't care about your homework anymore, but how's your dog?
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, you don't need to do your homework. It's your dog, okay? That's funny that you are anti-sampling.
No, I'm not really. I was just kind of joking around, but I like I said, I'm a big I like trying weird ice cream flavors too. Do you remember like the this just came to me? Remember the Harry Potter jelly beans?
Oh my God, yes. What were
Though
they
I
called?
didn't enjoy
Flourish
those, but
and
they were like,
Blotz. They would be like booger flavored.
yeah, they were
I hated
disgusting.
that. Yeah,
They
they
were
were
disgusting.
disgusting.
There was like 1 out of every 32 was good.
And like people bought them for that reason. They're like, oh, I want to like try all the gross flavor. Like, I
Yeah.
never understood that.
Birdie Bots,
Birdie Bots.
every flavor beans. They had, let's see, let's get a picture
Yeah,
here
read
of
some
some
of
of
the
the flavors.
flavors.
They had banana, black pepper, booger.
Okay, wait, pause for a second. I already have something. I think banana flavored candy is fucking disgusting. Banana
Kind of
flavored
agree with you for
candy,
the most part.
banana flavored candy is disgusting. It shouldn't exist. It's not a flavor. It's not like,
I kind of
I don't
agree
know.
with you on that.
I don't like that. I'm not into that. But anyways, keep reading.
These ones are, I forgot about some of these. So there's banana, black pepper, blueberry,
What?
booger. Pretty
A
self-explanatory.
classic, yeah.
Candy floss, whatever that is, cherry, cinnamon, good old-fashioned dirt.
I was not expecting that to go there.
Earthworm,
Disgusting.
earwax, grass, green apple,
Ew.
marshmallow, rotten egg,
Ew.
sausage.
A sausage jelly bean?
You heard me.
You heard that right.
Lemon, soap, tutti frutti, vomit, and watermelon.
Vomit. Vomit is such an aggressive word for like throw up. That's my favorite.
Yeah, vomit, the hard
Vomit.
V.
Yeah. That's so funny. I'll take a vomit flavored jelly bean.
God, what a bunch of suckers. Imagine never paying for something that tastes like vomit.
And like you go into it knowing it's a high possibility that you'll eat a vomit flavored candy.
Something, yeah.
Dirt, earthworm, rotten egg. That's disgusting.
It was funny.
Yeah. But it's basically the note in my phone was about the testing and how it's like an anxiety of mine where I'm like, what do I do with my hands? What do I do with my face?
Yeah,
Like,
that's funny.
yeah. You didn't have a note?
Nah, not this week. I don't really have any. I didn't really jot much down.
Okay.
I just
no worries.
realized.
Do you have a thing nobody's talking about?
Yeah. So the thing nobody's talking about, I randomly had a tweet recently about, or a meme or whatever, about Who Let the Dogs Out. Everyone remembers Who Let the Dogs Out.
Of course,
if you were born,
classic.
if you were awake in the 90s or 2000s,
If you were born,
Who Let the Dogs Out.
If you were born in general.
Yeah, if you were alive anywhere, you know, Who Let the Dogs Out.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, so I love like Wikipedia. I Wikipedia everything I ever like see. And so I was looking at this, and it's just like such a fun, like innocent, like party kid song, kind of like a kid's song, whatever. It's just like a fun, seems like a song. And I was reading his Wikipedia, and he goes, the guy, so it's Baha Men member, Anselm Douglas. Or no, Who Let the Dogs Out was written by Trinidadian artist Anselm Douglas. And he goes, Douglas himself admitted that the song has nothing to do with dogs and actually has a feminist theme. Because in an interview that was published on the website, he said it's a man-bashing song. I'll tell you why. The lyric of the song says, that party was nice, that party was pumping. When I say the word party, I was being metaphorical. It really means things were going great. The yippee-yi-yo that everybody's
This is
happy,
the guy who wrote it saying this?
Yeah, this is the guy who wrote Who Let the Dogs Out.
Okay.
And everybody was having a ball. Life was doing great until the men, they start name calling, and the girls respond to the call. So the men started calling women skank and skedle, every dirty word you think of. Men started name calling, girls respond to the call. A woman shouts out, Who Let the Dogs Out? And we start calling men dogs. It's a man-bashing song. I just thought that was pretty interesting.
Okay, I have been under the impression that it meant something else my entire life. I thought they were, my version's kind of funnier. It's really more not appropriate, but I thought it was about like they were calling the women like ugly girls dogs. I thought it was about like ugly girls in the club and then being like, who let the dogs out?
No, so it's in fact, the exact opposite.
Interesting. I always thought it was like, who let these fucking bogans out?
That is very progressive of the Baha Men. I mean,
so progressive.
Who knew the Baha Men were so progressive? That song came out in 2000.
It's like, where are they now? Are they
I don't know.
driving change?
They should be doing more.
Yeah, they should be.
I mean,
like,
I always
giving.
thought it was just about someone who let a bunch of dogs out of their like a kennel.
Well, I did too for a long time, and then someone told me it was about like ugly girls. So then I thought that, and now if it's coming from the source himself,
Yeah. That's not we need to spread the narrative that the Baha Men are progressive and change that whole narrative.
because I've been spreading the wrong idea about them.
Yeah. It's not okay.
It's not okay. That's so true.
So,
Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that song in general. Like, we need to be listening to that more.
it's such a fun, lighthearted song.
It's so good, and everybody knows it.
Pro-feminist, now we know.
So now it's like a message we can get behind.
But yeah, we should get that trend, get the Baha Men trending, clear their names.
Yeah. Hashtag free Baha Men.
Yeah. They'll be like, thank you. Someone read the Wikipedia. Thank you.
Thank you. My God.
Took you long enough.
20 years later. Oh my God, that's a good one. I had a nobody's talking about. It's just that cauliflower is sometimes purple. What is that about? You can't just be sometimes purple.
Yeah. Yeah. Carrots sometimes purple also.
Really?
I think so. Maybe I'm wrong.
Why is it sometimes purple? Like, that's not
Yeah, purple
harmless
carrots.
water.
But
Really?
that was hilarious. I laughed when I saw that. That was funny.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
can't just be sometimes purple.
Yeah.
Oh, gross. I do see purple carrots. You know what? It says the same thing. Both of them get their color from anthocyanin,
Oh, same.
which is a harmless thing. And that's on
It's
science.
a harmful chemical.
It's a harmless thing. Did you know, speaking of science, did you know that Bill Nye the Science Guy has like no credentials?
What do you mean?
He's like not a
Like-
scientist.
God, I can't there's too much going on in the world now. Bill Nye's not a science guy. Well, let me look
Yeah.
this up.
My dad called him Bill Nye barely got a bachelor's degree guy. My dad
Good.
My dad hates Bill Nye for some reason ever since finding out he's not a scientist. He's like, more like Bill Nye, I hate the guy. We're like, good one.
That's great.
Yeah.
So let's get a little Nye Wikipedia. He's an engineer.
Okay, well that's legit.
Yeah. Oh, wow, he's not a scientist.
He's just like a personality.
Everything you think when you're a kid, nothing's
Everything
what
you
it
think.
seems. Nothing's what it seems.
Yeah, it's like you turn 26 and then there's a pandemic and everything is not what you thought.
It's tough. Oh, I'll do thing in my note. I just tweeted this today, but you saw my tweet.
Oh yeah.
About
That's
how
a good one.
Did that break your brain a little bit?
Yeah. Oh, I sat there.
It was kind
I
of
was
crazy.
like,
I can't wrap my head around. Do not you dare.
you have to say what it is for people listening.
Oh yeah. Sorry. So the tweet it was basically like, "Don't you dare!" Like that phrase, or even anything. Like, don't you do that? Don't you anything?
Mhm.
Could be. That sounds normal, but when you deconjugate it, it's or deconjunct it, rather like a conjunction. You deconjunct, if that's a word.
Yep.
It's do not you dare. That makes no sense. But don't you dare sounds normal. Do not you dare. Don't means do not. Or it's like, don't you do that. Do not you do that.
Maybe you're adding you in informally and it's really like, do not do that. You.
Yeah, but there's no commas.
Comma
or
you.
anything. Do not do that. You.
Don't do that, you guy.
Do you not do that?
Do you not do that? Do not you dare. Yeah, that
Do not
did
do
break,
you that.
That did break my brain a little bit today, I have to admit.
So that's all. It wasn't really good. That was just like.
No, that is a good one.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. That's what just jogged my memory on that is that like nothing's what it seems anymore. You know, just you learn everything's a facade.
Yeah, everything is exactly the
crazy.
opposite of what you thought. And that's the theme of today's episode.
Yeah.
Should we go to headlines?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, do you want to go or do you
Yeah,
want
I'll
me
just
to
get
go?
this one out of this. This one's pretty absurd. James Blunt. You
It's
all know
already
from his
absurd.
you all know you all know from his classic "You're beautiful."
Oh,
That was for
gorgeous.
everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks. You're beautiful. James Blunt got scurvy after going on an all meat diet to spite vegan women.
It literally gets better with every
Every
single
word.
word. Every single
Yeah.
word. First of all, scurvy? Is this the
Yeah.
1600s? What even? Scurvy is what like pirates got on boats.
Pirates would get because they would go on these long expeditions and they wouldn't have any vitamin. It was lack of
Like
vitamin
any,
C,
yeah.
and then eventually they cured it because they brought like citrus fruits. That was like because they obviously give you vitamin C. Like apparently killed like a few million sailors back in the day. But anyways, James Blunt got it in the 2020.
In the 2020s, something that killed millions of pirates. James Blunt is now suffering from, and the best part is he did it to spite vegan women.
If you're suffering from anything that killed pirates, like what are you doing?
If you're suffering from anything that killed pirates, you're not up on the times. Read a book about nutrition. Go to a grocery store. Like, are you eating out of a dumpster?
James Blunt got scurvy.
You think that's the end of it too? Oh shit! Like James Blunt. First of all, haven't heard of him in forever. Scurvy, haven't heard of that since the pirates. And then it goes on to like the vegan, spiteful vegan
I think
women.
it said he was in college. It was when he was in college. He was like, so it was like 170 girls and 3 boys. It was like sociology class or something, and he like hated all of them. And so he went on this all meat diet. The thing is, he said he ate. What he said is he goes, so out of principle, I decided to become a carnivore and just lived on mince, ground meat, some chicken, maybe with some mayonnaise. And it's like, hey, just because you're on only meat, you can have better meals than that.
Yeah, you don't have to just cut up minced chicken with mayonnaise and make a stew out of it.
Again, it's not the 1600s.
Right. James Blunt is living in, he was born in the wrong era.
He loves bad meals and scurvy.
He literally was begging for scurvy.
So that was fucking
That's
ridiculous.
so funny. Oh my God. That's really funny. I have a headline, but it's not really a headline. It's we wrote a story today for work about QAnon, which is like the conspiracy theory. Like I don't even want to get into it, but it's like the conspiracy theory where far right think the far left is like against Trump and like running a pedophile ring or whatever. But one guy who's like spreading that, I was reading about him, and the article said that this guy claims, wait, what did it say? Hold on. Dr. Shiva Ayadurai, a biology PhD, is an anti-vaxxer who says he invented email, a claim which has been rejected by journalists and historians. Like, that's so embarrassing to make that claim and have everybody like, no, you didn't.
Like, you got to pick something more obscure to say you invented.
Yeah. Imagine claiming you invented email.
Historians and journalists are the worst people to get denied by.
Yeah.
Because you know they're right.
They're just, that's just the last thing I was expecting from this guy. Like, he claims he invented email. That's a big invention.
Random thing. What a random... It's too big. It's too big. Honestly, like, we didn't even need historians and journalists to discredit that one. Like, obviously he didn't invent it. Thanks, historians and journalists, but we could tell.
Thank you for your input, but we were 90% on that one.
Yeah. Oh, that's so bold. I almost respect it.
Yeah.
It's like, I invented
again,
water.
Right. Again, exactly. Again, it's like Elon Musk talking a big game about how he's inventing this stuff. Can you just say whatever you want now?
See what his problem was, he did something that was already invented, not that he was going to invent. That's where he went wrong. Musk is
Right.
still, he's like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. He can't pick something that was already invented. Of course, historians and journalists are gonna come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, like I invented glasses.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
really just say whatever they want.
I invented carbon.
Whoa, that's
The
a big
chemical
one.
the element.
The table of what is it? The periodic table of elements. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that stuff anymore. That was
High
like
school stunk.
that was like
It
one
was
full year.
so hard.
Yeah, it was so hard.
High school was hard.
High school was way harder than college for
College
me.
or real life.
Yeah, high school was the hardest that I've ever.
You just had to you were just hammering information in your head about like 8 different practices and expertises.
Like knowing everything about something over here, something over world history, science, periodic table, chemistry, books, like American authors. It's just like, hey, it's too much. I'm 16.
It's like photosynthesis. Where was Thomas Jefferson born?
Yeah, it's just too much.
Crazy.
It's too much. I saw a study. I saw a headline actually that said high schoolers' anxiety in high schoolers has gone down since the pandemic, which is like telling of like how much stress,
it's pretty
stress.
Absurd. Yeah, I mean, you go to school from like 8 to like 3, whatever, 9 to 3, whatever it was, I forget. And then like if you played sports, you were gone for like a couple hours, and you do homework, you wake up, do it all over again, or you do but even if you don't play sports, you do other shit. Like you're like, I understand because that's me, but like other people do other shit. But regardless, you get home from whatever you're doing, you have dinner, you do your homework, you go to bed, you do it again.
Homework, yeah.
Crazy.
After you do your extracurriculars.
Homework?
Yeah.
Extracurriculars, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're like lucky enough to do extra, like some people don't do that, or like have that opportunity, but like so many people would like go to school, extracurriculars, homework, bed, wake up again, do it again. It's just like, it's
so you're
too much.
Sitting in a classroom for 8 hours. God. Brutal.
It's too much. Yeah, it's too much.
Like I had an argument with my friends one time. They were like, would you rather work like what you're doing now or have like high school? And I said high school was worse.
I would rather,
because you have all your homework. All right, let's take homework out of the equation because that's not fair. That makes it imbalanced.
It kind of is fair though. No, let's say full on high school or right now. I enjoy the work I'm doing now, but I think it'd be fun to go back to high school in general.
Yeah, but you love high school.
I have a weird thing with high school. Yeah.
I think it could go. It was just the difference is that like at least now when you're working, you're like busy all day. High school, you're just sitting in class listening to someone talk all day.
You can also like get up and go get a coffee or like go to the bathroom. Remember having to be like, can I have the lav pass? Like,
yeah.
No.
Like, can I go to the bathroom?
Can I go to the bathroom?
Imagine you had to ask.
Yeah. Like
you had to raise your hand and like wait.
Yeah.
For some idiot to like finish asking his question to go to the bathroom. You couldn't just go.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. You'd be raising your hand not to ask a question, but just to ask if you could go to the bathroom. So ridiculous. We couldn't even leave the premises. Like we had this security guard, Chuck, who would like physically chase you down if you left during school.
Yeah. Ours was kind of strict too.
High school is in some ways literally prison.
I was just gonna say it's tough. Yeah. I was gonna say
that. Should we go to the last little segment?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, I have one remember when. Okay, basically remember when being fat meant you were rich. Like in the medieval days, they would have parties and they would eat so much that they would have to be like escorted to the vomitorium. Like I miss that shit so much. I miss
I miss doing that shit.
I love saying I miss. Like it's same thing as like Pangea. I'm like, oh, I miss Pangea. No, yeah, I miss when being fat meant you were rich.
It's unbelievable. We were born in the wrong.
Completely.
And yeah, you always see those paintings of like the richest, wicked fat people being like fed food butt naked.
Yeah.
Like, what a time to be alive.
Mm-hmm. Like Fat Bastard and Austin Powers, like looking like that with like chicken wings all over them. Like that's the era that and that's like a status symbol back then.
Yeah. It must have been tough to get that fat. Like you had to eat a lot to get that fat back in that day because everything was healthy. Mm-hmm. All the food came from the ground and animals, straight from animals.
Yeah, there wasn't like packaged.
You had to eat a lot to get fat.
Is the idea of a vomitorium like real, or is that just like a rumor?
Is that actually a thing?
Yes. Look it up. So, oh
no, wait, your second one, yeah.
a place in which, according to popular misconception,
Yeah.
so interesting, the ancient Romans are supposed to have vomited during feasts to make room for more food. So, so that might not be true, but I have always had this vision of like people in the medieval days just like eating so much and then like being escorted to the vomitorium, puking, coming back and eating again. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
What a life.
Yeah, what a life. So I miss that about the world.
I miss that too. That was sick.
Those were the days.
Fuck, that was sick. I miss college and the vomitorium and Pangea.
I miss college and I miss medieval vomitoriums.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really all I had. I think that's about it.
Cool. That was a good, that was like,
week.
Yeah, that was good. Do you have anything?
Stuff as usual.
I guess like we're still, we're adding video to our YouTube channel. It's going to be like clips, full episodes. I added episodes 11 and 12 today if you want to watch those. Yeah, I think that's it.
Great. Have a great week, everyone. And we'll see you, and you'll see us and hear us soon.
Okay. See you next week. Bye.